See it?
Okay.
Any minute.
There it is.
You got it? All right.
Yep, I got it. Yeah, see.
All you got to do is hit the start streaming button.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That does look good.
Yeah.
All right. We can do an impromptu show if you want to. You got anything to talk about?
I got plenty to talk about.
Let's talk.
I'm a plethora of topics. So yesterday on my show, I actually started talking about my buddy Mike. He's actually a retired captain for the Army, and we were talking about like a lot of things that that people don't really know how our government works. You know, all of a sudden, like you don't really know how our government works, and I was like, I had the brightest idea. I was like, dude, hold on a minute. He's like, what? I'm like,
yeah, I saw that.
He's like, I was like, hold on a minute. Let me pull up the the bill. Remember the old schoolhouse rock, and that's what I started doing, and it was just funny. I was like, people need to know this because it's just this basic civics or civics class. You know what I mean? Like you need to know how the executive, the judicial, and the legislative work, because if you don't, then you have no idea what it is. And it all stemmed from we were talking about the Doge and how they are finding out how much money these sitting congressmen are doing, and we were talking about term limits and everything. And it just kind of stemmed from that. I'm like, but you need to know your basics and how the government works in order for you to actually do that. So that's what we're talking about.
Right. I mean, you think if you're going to go out and protest or support either way, you'd know at least the responsibilities of the executive branch and the responsibilities of the legislative branch, et cetera, and then understand how they're supposed to be working and apply that before you decide that you don't like how it, or that you, maybe not that you don't like how it's done, but maybe if you feel like something's being done illegally or not the way it's supposed to be, whether you like it or not, as long as they're following the right rules, right?
Exactly. And the thing is also that if they're going to be assuming or making assumptions into how the government or how what kind of power the president has by vetoing, you need to know what a veto is, right? You can only veto if you pass that bill or that amendment or whatever. He doesn't just have the power to say, well, this is this. And we were also talking about the whole appointment and election thing. So, we're talking about, they're saying, everybody's getting on Elon Musk because he's appointed. He's going to have access to all your personal information. It was like, no, he's going to have access to the public information, which is way different. He's not going to have access to your social security. He's not going to have access to your financials. He's going to have the access to your public stuff. And if you're a person like, a congressman or, president, you're going to have public information out there that has to be out there because it's a Public Information Act. And they're going to have all this stuff so they can actually go into, your salary is only $275,000 a year for 4 months, right? Where are you getting all your money? That's what they're talking about. They're talking about, like, how did you become, how do you have $275 million from our $274,000?
That's some difficult math, and that's something that we didn't learn in high school for sure, whatever that investing routine is.
But this whole thing about where he found like $4 trillion of money, right? That was not unaccounted for. Well, the Department of Treasury is supposed to have all the there's a certain number. I can't remember the name of it. I couldn't remember yesterday either.
The TAC number.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, that one. That actually is supposed to tell you, okay, this pot of money went to this thing over here, and this pot of money went to for this over here, and people don't understand. It's like, no, everything's supposed to be accounted for, but $4 trillion is not accounted for. That there's a problem there, and they're getting mad because I feel like they're like, oh no, they're onto us, that they're going to do it. And I heard earlier today that they haven't confirmed Cash Patel because they're like, oh no, we need to destroy evidence as much as we can before we actually.
Have you seen the Google search trends that are spiking in the Washington D.C. area? So the top search trends right now are bleach bit and criminal defense attorney and overseas bank accounts. Yeah. And so it's like, man, like that's what the top searches are in Washington, D.C. for the last 3 days now.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Bleach bit, of course, is for wiping hard drives.
Yeah.
And so, crazy
How do you
stuff.
do it? How you throw it into the Potomac?
Yeah, I guess so. Man, it's wild stuff. So, hey, since we're doing just kind of a test run show here to make sure our setup's working and all that, you want to talk about your show and talk about anything you got going on?
Yeah. So I got my show airs on Tuesdays. Right now I'm still on Military Broadcast Radio. The show is basically veteran centric. So I do a lot of topics that are actually more invested for veterans in what we can do as far as resources. I'm really trying to hunker down as far as like getting them resources, mental health, because a lot of us suffer from PTSD and we don't even know it, right? So and we don't we have to rely a lot on what the VA does, and so I'm trying to find different avenues for us to get the help that we need through organizations, nonprofit organizations, through other people that actually have like, hey, I went through this thing, maybe this will work for you, and things like that. I've had therapists on my show before with from equine therapist to actually a CAP therapist, which is a ketamine assisted psychotherapy, where they use ketamine to actually get you into the subconscious and start doing it. So yeah, I've had things like that. So I'm mostly centered around veterans, and I even focus on music by veterans and things like that. So but that doesn't mean that I'm not involved in my community, right? I always tell on my show, I always tell them, hey, get involved, be in a grassroots campaign, get involved in the community, and the reward will be great, because if you're not out there doing, all you do is complain, but you're not out there doing anything about it, all you're going to do is complain for the rest of your life. It's not going to get you anywhere. So you need to be out there helping, your community, because it's ultimately that's where you live. It's your community.
Right. So and that's actually how you and I met, was through some of the community stuff. So we met through the Texoma Heroes program. I believe you're a Texoma hero.
I am, for March 2023.
All right, good. Yeah. And so, I don't know if you know this or not, but I started going to the Texoma Hero program when it was still at Bonham Chrysler. It was actually super new, and Billy was working for the college. He was in the veterans office at the college, and I was the assistant manager of one of the buildings there. And Billy was my lieutenant in the State Guard. And so we already knew each other. And I talked the college into letting me take a bunch of merchandise from the bookstore. So I'd take a fleece or a sweatshirt or something, and I'd take it over and drive over to Bonham on the college's dime. And that was part of the gift presentation that we'd give the veterans at the time. And then I got away from it for a little while, where the job just didn't allow me to get away at noon during the week. And
that's hard. That's hard to do.
But anyway, so I'm glad to be back now. So been presenting now for, I guess, we haven't done February yet. So for a year. So it started in January of 24, presenting.
Yeah, because I think I met you the very first time you started.
Okay,
with this new gig that you're at. I think that was the very first time because it was we had moved it over to the back wall, not where we're at now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, it's a lot handier now where it's at that VFW post. So I'm glad that it's there, because I can actually participate on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's nice the fact that we do have the space for us to hold that type of a ceremony and everything. So when I keep telling Billy, I was like, hey, we need to do this, and actually Billy and I are actually working on something on the side. I don't want to really give too much away, but it involves a certain new professional team here in Texoma, and so we're gonna set it up. And I was actually Zach Grantham called me, and he's like, hey, I know you're involved in this and that. He's like, you're the only veteran I know. I'm sure he knows more, but he's the one that because I will always go on the show. I need your help with this. I was like, okay, well, what do you need from me? So I need names. I said, okay. So I started doing it, and we're going to be doing it. They're going to be doing something for the veterans here soon, and it'll be all disclosed later on when we actually when it's all said and done. Right now we're kind of in the planning stages of it, and it's gonna be really nice, because they're going to be recognizing a lot of veterans, just like Texoma Heroes does. And
that's awesome.
And it's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm always amazed. Like I just can't believe more people don't attend than what do. It's such a cool thing. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the first couple of times, there's really two stories that I can think of that come to mind, two and a half, three, I guess, actually, that really made me, I mean, I'm not a federal veteran myself. I was in the state guard, but I was never federalized, and neither was my dad, but both my grandfathers were, and I think that generation that my parents were in, I was thinking about this yesterday, Caesar. Growing up, we had Rambo, Rocky, Red Dawn, all those, the helicopter with the music, what I'm trying to think of. But anyway, Platoon, that's what I'm thinking of. We had all these super patriotic movies, shows, even G.I. Joe cartoons. But I don't think our generation that had all this patriotic entertainment and multimedia was real big on actually enlisting. Most of our parents had, and then we had all this patriotic lifestyle and entertainment, but not as many numbers actually enlisted to go do it. And I think there was a little gap there. And then when Desert Storm and 9/11 happened, then it started to come back into the enlistment phase of it. But I say all that to say is that with both my one grandfather was on the USS Lady aircraft carrier, and he was in Korea with the Navy, and my other grandfather was in the Army, and he ended up in the Battle of the Bulge in World War II. Oh, wow. And he didn't talk about his experiences really. Most of what we learned about his military experience was after he passed away, and just looking at his records and some of the things that he had squirreled away. But what really, I'm going to land this plane and get back on what got me on it, right? I say all to say is we're always around it, always patriotic about it. But what really opened my eyes and hit home was when I was in law enforcement, and one of my best friends in the world was talking about his experiences in Iraq, and he was a door kicker over there, and he was telling me some of the stuff they did, and it was like, my God, that's wild stuff. And I'm just standing out on this county road in the middle of the night with this guy that did all these badass things. Right. And I was like, I kind of started thinking about it, right? Well, then I come to find out another Texoma hero, Corey Fesperman, if you remember him. Corey Fesperman was another guy that he was a buddy, and we were in law enforcement together, and I had no idea. I'd known the guy for years and years and had never heard his military bio until he got the Texoma Hero Award. Oh, wow. And so where he got injured real bad when he basically threw some guys off of a tower to get away from a grenade, and it injured his back, and he was at Saddam's palace, and it just like the stuff that we were watching on TV is like these major landmarks of the Gulf War, and as they were making their progress, and these guys right here in town, in the middle of Fannin County, Texas, are the dudes that were in Iraq making those landmark advancements and securing these particular areas. I have it on good authority that another guy in law enforcement here was part of the strike team that actually pulled Saddam out of the rat hole. Oh, wow. And, I'm not going to say names because he's not someone that he definitely is not a attention person.
Doesn't want to get,
No, not for anything. But all those guys are right here. Like, we go to the grocery store with them. Our kids go to school with their kids, and nobody has any idea what's gone on in the stuff they've seen. Like, it blows my mind to think like they could make movies about these guys. Yeah. And
people are just so entitled sometimes here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel sometimes that people are entitled, but like, oh, I'm so and so is like, and my dad's so and so. I was like, okay, and what makes you think that I'm gonna move faster for you? I don't know who you are. Yeah. I'm not from here. I really don't care who you are. I said I put my pants the same way you do, one leg at a time. And not that I'm trying to be in.
Not that you're entitled, right? Yeah, just
I'm not. I honestly I'm not entitled to anything. Everything I have, I've worked very hard for, and the only thing that I am entitled to is what is it? 2 hots in a cot. Right. That's the only thing I'm entitled to, right? 2 hots in a cot. That's all I need.
Just basic needs, yep.
exactly. Oh, and water. I mean, I'm entitled to water. That's at least like the only thing I can do.
Right.
But it just sometimes like I really do feel like, you know, because people, you know, especially people that come from families that have been here forever, they're like, oh, well, you know who I am. I was like, no, it doesn't matter who you are. I really don't care.
Yeah, and if they drive 10 miles down the road, nobody knows who they are either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, my name's on the side of the building. I was like, what? Well, good for you.
Yeah.
My name is on the freaking internet. I don't know what to tell you. You know.
Hey, speaking of which, do you have a website we can put up with?
I'm working on that right now. Okay. Right now, the only thing I have is my YouTube channel, and I can actually send you the actual thingamajiggabob.
So I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
no, you're good. You're good.
Triggered a good spot to ask for it.
You are good.
Is it MB Radio or is it something different?
No, it's something different. MB Radio is just what I use, but I use my own handle. My own handle.
So while you're pulling that up, tell me a little bit about your background, or tell the audience a little bit about your background and why you received the Texoma Hero Award.
Well, you know, like most people, honestly, I don't know why I received it. I think they needed somebody at that point in time.
Well, okay, but, fair enough. No, I know it's a difficult question, and most everybody that gets the award isn't someone that wants to go out and talk about any personal heroics. But what was in the bio? What was in the nomination that was submitted?
So it actually has to do a lot more with my post-military. Really, well, the thing that really qualified me for the VFW is the fact that I was in Afghanistan for 13, 14. But really what set me apart, it's the service that I do afterwards. So very involved in the VFW. I do a lot of things, outside the community that help me, that I help veterans. Again, you doing the podcast. Now I started doing the podcast after the fact, but, using my resources, using my knowledge to actually help others that are in need. And that's really what ultimately what they nominated me for. And
good,
it's a good honor. It's had nothing to do with my military, because really, if somebody is a military hero here, like a local, local folklore or whatever, that's Mr. Han. I mean, he's a walking legend.
Yeah, it'd be fun to have him tell his story on one of these.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that, and I had I have a video of it. I'll have to share with you so we can actually play it during the break or whatever.
Cool.
Bailey Vaughn from K10 News, she actually did a thing, and she said she was on my very first show that I had on MBR. She was actually one of my first guests.
Oh, Bailey was?
Yeah. I was like, cool. She's like my class A, or what is that class? My list A-list.
A-list, yeah.
And she was the one that closed the show. She's like, oh, shut up. You know how she could be like really this humble, whatever. I'm like, just stop with the theatrics. It's fine.
So I go in and see, it's usually her, before the organization I work for, before we have any of our shows. And so I'll go into the morning show and do the live interview, and it's usually Bailey, and she's usually the one that's scheduled it if she's not there. But man, they're always so welcoming, and she's got so much energy and just bubbly, and it's 4:30 or 5 or whatever time it is in the morning, and it's like,
I want to slap her. I was like, stop right now. Like, I haven't had my coffee yet, and she's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you've been up since 2 a.m. Just stop it.
Yeah, but they're always super welcoming. I love going on there because it's always a ton of fun, and they're always great.
Matter of fact, I'm actually going to be on her show Friday.
Oh, are you really? Okay. I'm going to be over there next week, but I'll watch for
the First Responder Friday. So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you know, but I'm actually also part of the Texoma Health Clinic. I'm on the board of that.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Somehow I got roped into being the marketing guy, and they're like, I'm like, why is that? And I'm not going to reveal the source who did it. But she said, well, I'm doing it because you have a platform that you can actually help us with getting sponsors for it, because they have a big gala coming up in March.
Oh yeah.
Over at the KD Depot in Denison. It's gonna be super fun. It's like a 20s themed party.
I saw that.
Like poker. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be fun. Like we're gonna be out there.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
You guys should definitely come, and it's super fun, and it's for a good benefit because. And here's the thing, like also I told him, I said, hey, if you really want to get grants for the clinic, is you have to cater and say, hey, we are here for veterans as well, because the VA sometimes they don't have the doctors or the care that they need. So I was like, if you write grants, you'll be able to actually see veterans for whatever services they can, and it'll be able to help you because you can stay alive or whatever. And they're like, oh, that's actually a good idea. I was like, yeah, you should be able to get those grants. So
well, and, that's how I got my organization involved with it too. I was like, man, why aren't we doing stuff with the veteran community? It's a huge community, and there's all kinds of different ways. And
it is,
with the organization I'm with, what we do really can offer benefits to mental health and just positive wellness and enjoyment, and gives we have shows, and then one of the driving things that I wanted to make sure that was available is that there was somewhere to go. So if you've got a buddy that just is stuck at the house, he's in a rut, he's in a funk, maybe not just go out to the VFW and go home. Maybe now here's another destination. Buddies go grab them and take them out and get them to do something else. And so,
but even if they go to the VFW, you don't have to go to the VFW just to drink. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get that straight.
Okay. Sure. I didn't mean to imply that, but
without because there's always been that stigma that the VFW is just about to drink. It's just a cloud of smoke or whatever. Look, the VFW is two different halls, right? You have the front hall, which is the what we call the canteen. There's plenty of like smoking and drinking there, obviously, because it's a bar. But if you walk through the door, right through the smoke, the wall of smoke, and you walk through there all the way to the back, there are daily pool leagues that you can actually join. And it's open to the public. A lot of people don't know that. It's open to the public. People can go in there, have fun, and the pool runs, like I said, every day. Like I'm in 2 pool leagues on Mondays and Thursdays. I go play. And it just gets your mind off everything. It's just fun time. Like I really don't care about winning or losing. Okay, I do a little bit, but I go there because I have fun. You know what I mean? Like it gets me out of my everyday. Like I work, almost 10 hours, 12 hours a day on my normal job, and doing the podcast is really for my mental health is good. And then going out and actually forgetting about anything else and just going to play pool. It makes me focus on, okay, this shot is going to be good, blah, 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 or whatever. But it helps out in your mental state.
Yeah, and I think that's where I was trying to go with what I was saying. I didn't mean to imply it was just for drinking, but just giving a place to go and fraternize a little bit.
Yeah. But I think I want to make sure that people realize that it's not just that, because like I said, a lot of people do have that assumption that it happens that way. And that's all it is. It's not. It really isn't. And you'll find some great people to talk to that, some great experiences, some great stories around there.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of that Toby Keith song. It's like, hey, you talk to a veteran and they'll just tell you their whole life story. Like talk about their battle scars.
Yeah.
Not so much, but they'll tell you the funny parts about the stories, but not like like that whole, hey, so no shit, there I was type of thing. Not those stories.
Yeah, that's like my grandfather that I mentioned a while ago. He didn't ever talk about it. He was at the VFW all the time, but he wasn't a drinker. He didn't drink. I don't know if he ever drank in his life, but he was up there all the time. And a lot of the things we learned about him were because he had shared the stories with guys at the VFW, but nowhere else.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things. It's pretty cool. And since we're here, like I just I like going there because it just gets me out of the everyday funk or whatever, you know what I mean? And it doesn't always have to be like drinking about it, because you go in there and you just go talk to your friends and everything, and that's what really it's about, to be honest with you.
I'm gonna pull up
and I like the
sorry, Caesar.
No, you're good. I'm forwarding our link to my buddy Dan, who is the one on the platform I was telling you about.
Oh, cool.
So you can actually there it is.
So I wanted to pull up. I pulled up the VFW post here that's local. So the Texoma Heroes ceremonies are held at Post 2772 in Sherman, Texas, on the last Friday of every month at noon. So anybody out there anywhere in the world, if you were in North Texas on the last Friday of any month, except December, but any other month, cruise
Go
on
into
over.
the resources part. Go into resources. There should be a text on here. No, or is it programs? Go to programs.
There it is.
Yep. Text on my hero. And it has the whole list of everybody. Well, okay, so I've been a little behind. I'm actually the one that keeps up with that actually maintains this website. And I'm a little behind on all the names. But if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, you'll have the most recent one. I think it was like last year that I put them in.
Oh, Paul, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
So it has everybody there, and I think Billy has all of the bios. It would create a lot of work for me to do all the bios because it's 10 years worth.
Yeah.
But right there, it just shows you how many people that are part of the posts that have been recognized as far as the Texoma Hero. That's what you see, and you actually see March for 2023. It's both my wife and I that are there. There's a couple of other wife husband teams that are actually been nominated as well. So we highlighted those obviously because it's the post, but everybody that's been there, it's been
I think
it's been cool. So
he sent me a list because we have them, they can come into our shows for free, and so I've got the full list, and I think it's 135 or 140 people on the list for the 10 years.
Yeah, it's cool. And again, it's that's a lot of free tickets.
Well, not everybody's still with us that's on that list, of course.
Correct.
But we've got 12,000 or 1,200 seats that we can fill in there, and so even our Christmas show back in December, we had 27 people come that were affiliated with the Texoma Hero program. So that's people that have been recognized plus their guests, whether it was family or friends or whatever. But we had 27 people come, and I was real excited that we had that amount of Texoma Heroes come in because we had some that had come to other shows, but they just bought a ticket and came instead of taking advantage of it. And so we were glad to have them, of course, but we really want them to understand that we want them to take advantage of being there. And so this time we were able to really capture a lot of them as they were coming in, and we didn't write down names. Oh, this, Cindy or Caesar came or whoever. We just put a tick mark because it's just out of curiosity to see how many were going to be there. And so I think that's probably the most attended show by Texoma Hero recipients that we've had so far. Yeah, so 27. So that was I was real excited for that number.
That's good. That's a pretty good turnout, to be honest with you. So
yeah,
but yeah. So like I said, I'm the one that actually maintains this website. And, Billy was really grateful for this little page. I was like, it really doesn't take me much to do this, and it's basically all your spreadsheet of what you had.
Oh, here's your full list down below. I didn't scroll far enough. Okay, yeah.
It goes all the way to 2024. I haven't done 2025 yet, but 2024 is all there. So it's 10 years worth, and it tells you right there that the ones in red are no longer with us, or actually either honorary. I think it's honorary hero. I think.
Yeah, Green's posthumous. So
yeah. Yep. So.
Yeah. It's such a great program. So whoever's out there listening or whatever, come on out. I've got a quick plug. Bucy Digital is available in the iOS App Store. It's a free download. The live broadcasts are free. This is not pumping through there right now because we're just kind of testing this out, and I haven't set up the feed. But now that I see that, I think it looks good. I think this is looking real nice.
Looks pretty legit.
So I'll get that connected so that when we do this, it'll be live on the app without interfering with the actual radio station broadcast. And so this will just be another thing in the app that you can go to. But we can set it to send out a notification to the app holders. Hey, we're going to go live with the podcast or whatever. And that'd be good. Yeah, so we'll get that going. But what we can also do is put an archive of this. So since we didn't do it live, we can take the recording of this and I can pop that in there, and then people can watch it on demand. And but I'd like to get set up where we could do, even if it's just audio, do the Texoma Hero ceremonies, do the audio of it and have it available. So Bucy Digital, it's on the iOS App Store. If anybody out there wants to download the Bucy Digital app, but you're on an Android device, just go to the website there, bucydigital.com, and on the contact page, contact us and send me your email address that you use in the Google Play Store, because I'm not a company that is an app development company. I have to have a certain amount of downloads and uses before they'll put it publicly in there, right? So they want to make sure people have stuff that works. So for the meantime, I have to actually put your email address in on the back end, and then it populates in the Play Store, and you can download it.
Yeah. I will bring these over so we can start doing like interviews and whatnot. So,
Heck yeah. You want to try to do that next week at the ceremony next week?
We can. Yeah, I'm still using my headphone. I'm still using my phone as a thing, because I don't have a camera just yet, but I'm working on stuff like that. That's why I'm so excited about the fact that I can go over to Split Window Studios and actually do it there. Yeah. And because that's, dude, if we ever get to the point where we're doing interviews and we have somebody live, that would be the place to actually do it, because it's much more comfortable rather than doing it like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is something we can do on a pretty regular basis, though, without having to make a big to-do out of it. You can have your talking points. I can have my talking points. We can set it up and rock on.
Yeah, because it'll be a good thing. It'll be a good show and good exposure for them as well. And we're promoting, businesses all over the place, so that'll be good.
You got any businesses you want to promote right now?
You know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to Elite Glass. They're out of Sherman. Elite Glass is actually he's so involved in the community, not only with the VFW, but also they're involved in. Have you heard of the foundation for the kids Foundation?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, so For the Kids Foundation was actually started about 30 years ago, and it was basically to help the needs of those kids that are in need of a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So throughout the year, they'll have certain fundraisers. Like coming up here, they're going to have a kids fishing over at the Elks Club or Elks Lodge. They're going to have kids fishing. They'll give them rods and everything. They have a little pond over there. So they're going to be doing that for free. And then right after that, like the same day, right after that, they're going to have a crawfish boil.
Oh, nice.
So yes, so that's going to be super cool. I know the executive director for the Kids Foundation. She works at Texoma Harley, Kari.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I deal with them all the time, and so these guys are top notch, and he does a lot of things. And Robbie and Christy are super cool people. I consider them some very, very good friends, and Robbie's the kind of person that he would take his shirt off his back to give it to you if you need it. But yeah, they're super involved in not only with the veteran community but also with the community itself, and they're one of the top notch people that I've known. And for them to be this successful with their businesses because they are the type of people that do those things.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're pretty lucky in this community that we have a lot of people that do that kind of stuff, and
yeah,
it's amazing. Sure. Cool. So I got their website up here. If anybody's listening and wants to reach out and find out more Elite Glass info, here on the right side of the screen.
Yeah. Tom Caesar and Aaron sent you.
Yep. They'll say, who? Well, they'll say, I know Caesar. They'll say, who's the other guy?
Yeah. So
cool. All right. Well, we've been on for 33 minutes here testing this out, and
that's not bad, man. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. I'm gonna bring us back here real quick to. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that, man. That was a seamless little fade in.
It was perfect.
So it was good perfect. Deal. Well, I think we're in good shape here with this, and get ourselves prepared with a little bit of information and outline and some topics to talk about. We'd probably talk for hours.
Yeah, my show is normally 2 hours.
Yeah,
and it feel like it's not enough, never enough.
Yeah,
and
you're doing once a week, right?
I do once a week on Tuesdays. Yeah, Tuesdays at 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern, and I found that especially now with the new media or the new place that I'm going to, it helps because it's worldwide.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be this one, like when I get you set up with everything. It's going to 190. Oh, you hear me?
Yeah.
It's going to be in over 193 countries. It's 65 million people, 65 million listeners, and it's going to be epic. Man. It's crazy the amount of statistics that we can pull up, and it gives the statistics of where they're listening at and how what's the ratio between men and women.
Oh wow, yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, so we'll definitely set it up for that, and it's gonna be cool. And hopefully at one point in time it'll be my full time gig.
Yeah,
because I like doing that.
Well, I mean that's awesome, and there's so much out there. Even if you're just highlighting things, hey, did you know about this? Did you know about that? We go on forever with stuff that I still learn every day. I've been in this little area for 20 years, digging and plugging and being part of stuff, and every day I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know who did this. I didn't know who did that. It's amazing. And we're about to be double or triple in size in the next couple of years, and so there's going to be just loads and loads of people that are learning, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Exactly. And they're going to be bringing things with them, too, that none of us know about now.
Exactly. And then, we learn from one another. If you don't help one another in the community, and then, you're doing a disservice to the community itself.
Yeah.
Because, if you're not passing on your knowledge and you're just going to hoard that knowledge, and it just doesn't help, it doesn't get us anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're stuck in a rut, and you're not going to have any progress or any growth. So
yeah, I'm excited for the growth because there's so many, there's just so many opportunities around here. And I know people that like to keep it small town may not be as excited about it, but I think everybody's just going to benefit so much from having the growth in the industries that we have coming to the area that we live in. And I'm excited I'm hoping that the influx of people and the influx of money and the influx of new perspectives will give us momentum to do things that we haven't been able to do around here before. If we can develop, I'd love to see like an art museum or some type of art district where I grew up around the Dallas area when I was a little guy, and we could go to the art museum or the natural history museum or the aquarium or the zoo. Like there's all kinds of stuff like that to do. And it's hard to find something like that around here. And if you bring it up to anybody, it's like, it's kind of a big project. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. Why don't you work on that? And I'm like, okay. And so I'll work on it, but you got to have a team to help generate that momentum. And a team is going to be volunteers in the beginning. And that's just tough.
Yeah. And I think that's where, a platform like this would really help, because then you can start going to, the city councils and be like, look, this is what we're, you want to be involved in stuff like that. And we do actually have a museum, the Parent Air Force Base Museum that's out there. Yeah. And a lot of people don't even know that they know. One of the curators that actually runs it is a VFW member. And he's part of the board that, part of the entourage that actually awards the nominee.
Yeah. Yeah. That is such a cool museum. I have been out there, and that's I like the NASA exhibit. I always enjoy the NASA stuff, but they've got really cool stuff out there. I really like that they have Perrin's piano and some of the sheet music and stuff that he used when he was out there. I had no idea that he was one of the musical people, and apparently there's some pictures of him. He did performances, I guess at the base or maybe locally when he was here. So I thought that was pretty cool. I had no idea. Wow. Yeah.
And then even here, like we also have the Audie Murphy area there, because Audie Murphy was born in Kingston.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Hunt County. Yeah, in Hunt County, it's actually 69. U.S. Highway 69 actually is the Audie Murphy highway.
Yeah, I knew that.
So I didn't know he's from Kingston. Because he was born in Kingston, and even if you were going through, it's not Celeste. Oh yeah, it is Celeste.
Yeah.
As soon as you go around the if you're going toward Greenville, if you go around the train tracks there, as soon as you make that right, there's going to be a maybe about 300 meters in front. There's going to be a historical marker, and that's where they have a picture of or a painting of Audie Murphy. And so a lot of people don't even know who Audie Murphy is. Like now, especially our generation. Audie Murphy is the most decorated soldier of World War II. And he was enlisted and ended up being a major.
And didn't he lie about his age in order to enlist?
That too. And then he became a Hollywood icon.
Yeah, yeah. What was the movie he did? The autobiography movie?
To Hell and Back.
Hell and Back, yeah. Yeah. wild stuff. And he was a little guy too, right? Like 5'10" or
Yeah,
less.
he was like small. He was like 5'2", 5'3",
5'2".
something
Oh
like
my
that.
god, yeah, I know he's little. Yeah, so I've always associated him with Greenville. I didn't know he had Kingston
Yep.
associations. Yeah, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Kingston is where he was born, and obviously Greenville. And there's a lot of history in Greenville as well because you have Majors Field out there, and they have a lot of history there too. And it's pretty cool. Like we have a pretty good area. Like I always had this. Now that I live here, I've been here for 4 years now in Texas, and I'm like, you know what? There was a show that I was growing up in Southern California. It was through PBS, right? Public Broadcast Station.
Mm-hmm.
That was by a guy named Huell Hauser. Huell Hauser had this, like, he would go up and down the state of California, and he would point out like the craziest or naughty, or not naughtiest, but oddest things that there was in certain cities. Like, oh, we're in Temecula today, and Temecula is well known for the wine country, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And he would just do this stupid, he's like, and you could definitely tell it was like public service broadcast station
Mm-hmm.
because it was so cheesy, but it was funny because he was good. But
Right.
he brought a lot of history to it. I was like, maybe I should be like a Huell Hauser and actually do that.
That would be cool.
Like, I'm Huell Hauser, and that's what he was doing. It's fun.
With the capabilities and stuff we have now, literally what you're doing now, if you were to pipe in using your phone, you could be out anywhere, and it would look exactly like it does now here on the screen. Nice graphics, nice thing, and it's just, you don't need me necessarily on here, but you could, as long as somebody's punching the buttons, someone could be out on location talking about these things and doing exactly what you just said in the digital world or in the digital age.
Well, that's what the digital side brought to us, because it's so much easier to communicate.
Yeah.
And that's why global, that's a small world now, or a small word now, or a term, because global, it's just, okay, yeah, you don't even have to go to a meeting in Hong Kong anymore. You got to do just log into a Zoom and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing is the time difference. That's all you got.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're maybe 10 miles apart from each other right now, but you could be 10,000 miles and it would be still dealing with the same thing. It's cool.
Exactly.
Cool.
It's so much easier, so it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I changed the background here, and
I saw that. Yeah.
Wanted to test out a couple I just put together. So I meant to pull it up and show it to you earlier, and I just got sidetracked. I got excited. Everything was looking so good. Here we are streaming. But so we've got a couple of different ones, and I've got some video graphics to make an open and an outro to go online with, and so I think we got some cool stuff going.
I want to have. I can make some stuff, so I'll get that going. Maybe I'll get you some overlays and actually have them on there, because you can actually put like some overlays on here and stuff. So
yeah,
that'd be good. Maybe get a QR code so people can actually, if they're watching it, they can actually go in there and snap it, and it goes right into your
to iOS. Yeah. Actually, that was on my to-do list today, but I really want to make sure we got this video figured out with you calling in, or not calling in, but with you connecting in. But the QR code was on my list to do this evening, and but this has been a great test. I'm really excited that we got it looking like we do. And let's see.
I don't know how many people were watching on X, but
probably not a lot, but that's all right.
Oh no, I had it locked on me, whatever. But yeah, we've been on for 43 minutes, and I did share it once. I don't know if anybody else actually got it, but
let's see. Oh yeah, I pulled it up. Let's see. Looks like yeah, just a couple. So it's whatever you had going on there.
Oh, one of them is me.
yeah, probably the other one too. Hey, that's where we got to start, though, right? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
It ain't zero.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. The meatloaf.
Yeah. You remember during COVID? What was that little guy's name? The little actor guy that would do the videos, and he's always he'd yell. He'd be on his phone doing a selfie video, and then he'd say, "Mom, I'm on the phone with my friends."
That was Mama. Yeah, it was Leslie. Jordan.
Leslie Jordan.
That
guy was funny.
Yeah, I think he passed away.
Yeah, I think he was in a car crash. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was also on Will and Grace.
Yeah. That just reminded me of it when you did that, yelling at Mom, because he he did those little skits perfectly. They were so funny.
My roommate is getting on me today, Mom.
Yeah, Cayete, mama.
Yeah. He was good. I really did. I actually did enjoy his comedy. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it was it was wholesome. That's how it was, and it was good people. We're definitely losing a lot of good people here lately.
Yeah. Well. So. Oh, hello. So it loaded in the music automatically. Sorry about that.
Oh, nice.
But, anyway, so here's the website, Bucy Digital. I don't know if you checked it out yet or not, but so the main feed is always on, and so right now it's got a Miley Cyrus cover playing. So it'll tell you what's on, and you can play the main feed on the on a browser.
Yeah.
But for the North Texas Live feed, you can only get that through the app, and that's where a lot of the events and things go. Now you don't even need a subscription; it just has to be on the app.
Gotcha.
So there's a subscription available to it, but that's for all the on-demand content. Yeah, so there's some video content, there's some audio content that's on demand, and so that's also where we can do live things that are behind the paywall, but most of the stuff I'm going to do live for the audio part, I'm going to do on the North Texas Live, just to kind of force people to have to go download the app and use it that way. But for these, I also want to, what we're doing right now, I want to get that right here, probably somewhere on this homepage, where when we go live, we can just have a video player pop up on the home screen.
The video player, or you can actually have like on top, like a red, red circle when you have it live or whatever.
Yeah.
Be like now playing, and it's live.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like a TikTok does it, and it's like or X has it where they're shows you that you're red, so it means to be live.
Oh yeah. I'm still kind of getting all the live stuff figured out, but I got to get here. Maybe you want to update my stuff too. It's such a beatdown trying to keep up with everything all the time.
Oh, I know a guy that actually does all this stuff. He's part of my my post too.
Oh, okay, well, we might have to talk to him, because I'd love to get a little help with it. It's I built the app, I built the actual streaming platform, and built all this stuff we're using today. Sometimes I just forget to actually go in and update the user interface end of it, because it's I get excited to have product, and it's like, dang, now I got to go make it available.
Yeah.
But it'll tell you, so even though you can't listen to North Texas Live on here, it'll tell you what tracks have most recently played. And that way, if anybody's like, I don't know if I want to listen to it or not, you can get an idea. It's a free-for-all on that stream. There's I don't have any like time blocks of, this is top 40 or this is pop. It's just literally everything's thrown in there, and you might get some Dolly Parton 9 to 5 followed by some 9 Inch Nails. It could be anything, right?
Completely random. And what am I listening to? I'm listening to what do you call it? Sirius XM.
Something. I don't know. It's not showing the schedule for today, but so you can see there's nothing really scheduled on there right now. That's where the live events will show up. And over here, I don't know why it's not populating the rest of the days. I need to go check that. But anyway, you can get your schedule off here. You can get it in the app too, but that'll give people an idea of what we got going on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So, well, cool. Well, I guess. How long we been on now? We've been on just about an hour. If we'd have had any commercials, I think we would have been at an hour, just right.
Yeah, it would have been good, and we'll make commercials. That's the other thing to do. Like if we get the sponsorship levels, we can make commercials and actually play them on there too. So that would be one thing to do as well.
Yeah.
And like local commercials, be like, hey, go see Billy Bob for this.
Yeah. I've got I actually have some people doing commercials on the Bucy Digital app. Mm-hmm. So we can incorporate those in. Of course, those are audio, so we'll have to do some video to get them on the podcast video side. Okay. But we can go talk to them and see if they want to do a video commercial as well as the audio.
Yeah, and I'll hook you up with. Well, we'll talk offline on this one, but it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited because we can mesh medias here.
Mm-hmm. Cool. We got all kinds of stuff, man. I'm excited. I've got a couple other things that we got going on. I'm going to try to build a an interface a lot like this for some local sports and do some game broadcasting. And so we've got all kinds of stuff coming down the pipe that's just going to be a super, super fun summer, I think, and have a whole lot of stuff available.
I think, like I said, I think we definitely I'd love doing play-by-play, like, things like that. And if I could make this my full-time career, oh my God, dude, I would be in heaven. Yeah. Because you can work with like different people, different things. You can still have your own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
man, I'm excited. Nothing but up from here, right? So I think
exactly.
I think we are in good shape. If we're starting right here, I think this looks great. I mean, for an out of the gate, it's not like we got a webcam and that's all we got. I mean, we got some legit stuff here that can be refined and fine-tuned a whole lot more still. But I think to get going, we're looking real good.
Yeah, and like I said, we're going to get content. I'm going to get music, like other music and stuff like that. And if we could get, if we can broadcast from certain events, oh my God.
Yeah, all day.
We can get like people to come in and do interviews. That'd be good. And we need to cover certain things. And unfortunately, there's just right now it's just the two of us, but it's not going to be for long, I don't think.
Cool.
Because we definitely can get people to do it.
Yeah, tons of people that we could talk to as guests, but that's an endless stream of things we could have people talking to with guests, etc. That have I think would be interesting to people, not just locally, but be interesting to people regionally and statewide too. But we got a nice collection of businesses and economics and just notable people in the area that have an impact all around.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll definitely have to grow that aspect of it and just kind of throw ourselves out there and be like, look, this is what we offer. This is what, the Bucy Digital offers and we can do. And we'll go from there.
Cool. Well, cool. I'm going to play a little outro music here. You want to pump up, talk about the Battle Rhythm podcast here as we're going out?
Yeah, so next week on Battle Rhythm Podcast on Tuesday, I'm going to have 4. Now, yesterday was 3, but now it's going to be 4. All 4 of the candidates for the Junior Vice Commander in Chief for the Department of Texas. They're going to be on here. We're going to do a caucus or a forum, and we're going to take calls from other veterans, asking them what their vision is and where they see the organization going for the next 4 years they're going to be in office. So we're going to have that. That's going to be starting at 8:00 on the Battle Rhythm Podcast, and it's going to be on hopefully on Bucy Digital Media. Going to stream it live, and also through Military Broadcast Radio, and then through all my social handles, which is the Battle Rhythm Podcast. So yeah, come in, ask questions, because it's important for us, everybody, to be. You don't have to be a veteran to actually hear these thoughts, because the veteran community, it also extends to the families, and people don't realize that. So yeah, we need to know what their stance is on certain legislative things. So we're going to be asking them those tough questions. So
cool. And what day is that?
Tuesday. Tuesdays at 8:00 Central. So it starts literally 8:00.
All right. All right. Tuesday, 8:00 Central, Battle Rhythm Podcast. Right now, currently it's on YouTube.
Facebook. It's also on X. It's also on Instagram. And also on the Military Broadcast Radio app, Military Broadcast Radio .us. That's the website. And soon enough, it'll be on other streams. Oh, and also on Patriot Radio, and also on, obviously, Bucy Digital. So, yeah.
And we're getting there. All right, cool. Yeah, Bucy Digital, go download the app. It's available in the App Store if you're on an iOS device. You can see it spelled there, just like bucydigital.com there in the bottom of the screen. If you're on an Android, just shoot us an email through the webpage, and we'll plug you in so that the Google Play dashboard will allow you to download it through the Play Store, and get a handful of you to do that, and then it'll be public for everybody to download. So that'll be awesome. But in the meantime, check out Bucy Digital, Top 40 Pop, and we've got a syndicated show from the famous Dave Alexander, who is one of the greatest Western swing and country music creators in the history of country music. Played guitar for George Strait, was toured with Asleep at the Wheel for 14 years, and is now I forget what they call it, but he's some kind of conductor for the Dallas Symphony's satellite programs. And so the guy is an amazing talent, and he's syndicated on Bucy Digital Radio. It has catch his show on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 10 a.m. or Sunday at 6 p.m. So check that out. And we're going to try to start popping in some local news. We're going to get the Battle Rhythm podcast on there. So check it out. Get the app downloaded so that once we get this stuff running good, you'll be the first to know. Caesar, thank you for jumping in here. Thanks for helping me test this out. And I guess we'll do it again real soon.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah. All right. See you, buddy.
All right, man.
Bye.
See you guys next week.